So I actually have less experience with many player FFA on IO. I'm not sure how this will go. But of course, we have double power again.
Double power on IO. Power is going to be big.
Oh. There could be a lot of founts here, just looking at the geometry.
Let's let Game Slayer join our call. So let's move on to Offworld channel.
Alright.
Offworld market channel.
So, yeah, I'm concerned about the number of founts here.
A scavenger HQ has been founded.
Hello, Game Slayer.
Hello.
Heyo.
Trying to lock me out by having your own private call, I see.
Anyone can cast here, the workshop. So what do you think about this situation? Would you like to play on this one?
I mean, it's slightly better than the last one, I feel.
Really? Okay.
I mean, the last one, it was all scavengers and nomads, even though iron was everywhere. It was terrible. But, I mean, this isn't good either. Let's be fair.
Yeah. So, yeah, just this double power situation, I think, can lead to, like, some players getting off a really good start if they can produce power.
I mean, power's going to spike anyway because IO and everyone is going to be buying ion collectors.
Yeah.
Or at least some people are, but the half fuel is actually the real big deal here because that might mean power doesn't spike very quickly.
Well, it's a 0.6. We'll see. Yeah, I definitely think in HU1 or 2 power play can get you to a nice start here. And wow, Tudeback paid a lot of depth for this one. Oh, Devil Tiles! I missed it!
Oh, yeah. Oh, god. I didn't even see that either. Wow. Okay, that's really good because you can start getting that early silicon for the power plants. He's got the water, sorry, oxygen, I mean, he's sorted. He's tight.
Yeah, well, I don't like solar panels because if I'm with 50k in debt, but...
Well, the solar panels really to make sure no one else steamrolls with power. Take the edge off of yourself a bit. I mean, what else could you go into? You could go into chems, I guess. That could
I like chems or chem and fuel.
Chem...
But power is okay because you don't want to get into deeper debt than this. So I'm fine with this, just not single.
Yeah.
Maybe he shouldn't have got all 3 of those double tiles, though. That's the 700 silicon there right now.
Yeah. That's overcommitment.
Yeah, I probably just think, I really need to deny this to someone else.
Okay, fuel's gonna start spiking very quickly. Marlintel has got some really far carbon. I'd like to point out core samples are yet again on the market.
And both aluminum and carbon also a bit awkward in this map.
If you want to see the chances of core sample, by the way, people, you can do Shift Z, hold Shift and Z, and then you get the chances.
Exactly.
So DT is in electronics.
What the heck are those chem refineries? Well? Okay, so not only are they going to be...
What?
Not only are they consuming fuel, which is about to spike heavily, but this fuel to just send all of the fuel there. You're spending fuel to send fuel.
Yeah. Well, I guess those are the closest ones, but it's a bit early for it.
Yeah.
Alright. Tudeback finally started on those ion collectors. Who is in ion collectors right now? Actually, Marna and Tudeback. That's a shame.
I really like Clippy here. He's in both power and the fuel, 2 of my favorite markets.
Oh yeah, he's in fuel. Yeah, that's really important right now, having these fuels, especially this radiation storm, because this spike in price is huge.
Yeah.
But even with that double, it's only about as good as power is right now.
This
but
is
he
also
has no debt, so
an excellent timing for fuel, because radiation storm, and we should talk about radiation storm. It doubles your ion collector production and halves shipping storage capacity. So they ship twice more. so it's doubly great for ion collectors.
So effectively, that means that you're spending double the fuel to send things.
Clippy is sending to buy into Molantel here, and Molantel needs like 1,000 more. It's not making much money. Although, wait, Clip can't afford the final pip.
Yeah, Clip
so
doesn't
it
have
should
it.
be fine. Unless
They
someone
need
else
help.
does it. Okay.
Ooh.
That was a bold move. I'm not even sure
If
it
that
would've
had
worked out if
worked,
it
that would have
succeeded.
been massive.
Yeah.
Would
Maybe
it?
not,
I mean,
actually.
Molantel is a
What's happening?
scavenger who's shipping carbon from across the map.
I am having a technical issue right now.
A scientific HQ has been
Okay, it was solved. My screen was flickering. It was restored.
Okay. I like, by the way, that he took the very high iron mine. Very, very useful. Very, very good. Being sarcastic.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got very high iron all over.
You
the
might
place.
have made him some money, but it's probably not a terribly valuable one.
Like, a very high iron is
upgraded.
potentially good enough that you could just play scientific, but then just take the very high iron as an iron mine.
Yeah, until it diminishes. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded seeing scientific down there. I really question the scavenger choice.
Yeah, because I mean, well, then again, what am I talking about? You've already got the basalt.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you've got the oxygen, and those are the two things scientific needs. And then you've got the geothermal plant. Geothermal plants are actually pretty interesting for patent-wise because that can get you geothermal boreholes, which then make your pleasure domes free, which might be beneficial. Better if you're elite, but scientists
Yeah.
can certainly do it.
What do you think about DT's patent choice? I have no idea what he's thinking here, honestly.
Yeah.
So I would much prefer superconductor to this.
Honestly, clearly this is telling us he's not planning on going into power anytime soon, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
He has no interest in actually spending the claims on the power, so I guess it works for that, but if I was building one of those, I would first be trying to get something like nanotech or something like that, just to... Or transparent aluminium, since glass is at 118, you know.
What I'd like to point out is
Perpetual motion doesn't steamroll you into the lead. It just makes you lose slower.
what I would want to point out is DT has built triple electronics factory, which was not great at the start,
Scavenger HQ
but
has been
he's making 1.3 and Colony is consuming 1.3, 1.5. So even if he auto sells, the price is not going to shrink. So it's a constant money source for him. It's interesting to think about it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
still,
the
those
farm-
could have been steel mills instead of having to use those. Well, he's already got steel mills, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's so many still.
But
right
yeah,
now.
basalt could have totally gone superconductor on the basalt or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I would like to be a news reporter on to the back silicon. It's currently at 2.2k. Alright, over to you. Basically, yeah, I don't think his prioritization on these dev tiles was worth.
I mean, two of
that-
them would have been fine, but he went for the third because I guess he
Yeah.
was like, I need the carbon. By the way, has anyone pointed out that there was a buy that happened?
Scientific HQ has been upgraded.
We probably didn't point it out, but yeah, he switched target. As soon as Moronte defended himself, he went directly into Swakal and got it pretty...
And now the AI is having trouble because it produces fuel, but it's sending it all to the chem labs.
Yeah, exactly. Swakal's situation was very awkward. That's why it was cheap and undefended.
All right,
That
well,
also means
DT's
he
pulling a
is a
game
bad
slayer,
shot.
244k in debt.
Ouch.
Wow. This
Bet
is-
you're really enjoying that perpetual motion right now, DT.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clippy actually took it. That's pretty good for Clippy. Well, he hasn't. Although he's crapped out of his power, but it would have been if he still had his power.
I mean, it's still good just for the transition.
And make sure no one
This-
else.
Right
gets
now
it.
you want to go into fuel, obviously, because it was a natural shortage.
Yeah, everybody's getting into fuel. We have 5 fuel from Clippy, fuel EMP on Toothbag, and 3 on DT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
5 on Marinel, yeah.
I think
he's noticing, I think, at this point that putting the ion collector on top of the thing is not that useful really, because it only increases the fuel by a small amount compared to the strategic benefit you lose from not having your claims next to your base. But he should at least have paired that up.
Yeah. I don't actually mind it.
There is returner claims on the market, so he could fix that situation, get maybe an adjacency on his nuclear plant or something.
Yeah, but in general, I don't mind having remote ions on high ground, just because it usually makes you more difficult to EMP. Like, it's a bit safer.
Yes, having them on high ground isn't too bad. It's just one is bad.
Yeah. Agreed. And also, I want to point out, DT did just have his share price at $10 as an HQ5 scientist, and nobody bought his stock. They let him buy all 5 himself.
Tupac
That's
has
terrible.
the money. Would have had the money to just pretty much insta buy him right there. I mean, he's single-handedly crushed this power price, whilst just barely staying out of D debt. And is that his mutinies? Yes, he mutinied DT's carbon there.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Really needs that carbon income right now.
Yeah, carbon is a good source of income.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, I think water and food are the killer ones right now.
Oh, Toothpick wants this. But it's probably not.
Oh,
Doesn't
everyone
matter.
wants this.
What?
It's one of my favorite patents.
I mean, it's good. DT doesn't need it. Marinel might just kill himself if he gets that for 36.
I wouldn't get this at this point.
When you're already at $10 stock price.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tupac just sees blood in the water immediately. He's like, oh.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I might buy him just because he's so cheap. But I
Yeah.
mean, this is still a scavenger who found it across the map from Carbon, and it's HQ3.
Yeah, but now
Is he ever gonna make
he's got
money?
solar condensed. Oh, and now there's a surplus. So
Okay, so Marlontel has. Looks like Marlontel is scared and now paid down this debt.
Yeah.
So actually, you might be able to. No. You
I would
cannot
sell
sell
out at both. I would sell out those DT and Tudor.
Yeah, I would sell out
Yeah,
at this
DT
point.
is slowly
Yeah,
paying up his debt.
it's not worth it anymore.
And he's making, wow, okay, so it's triple synthetic meat farms and quadruple water processors. He's making money hand over fist.
Wow.
Pity
This
they're not
should
on.
be
Pity they're not on any of the oxygen tiles, but oh wait, no, some of them are.
Yeah,
Never mind.
2 of them are.
This needs to be.
Yeah,
EMP.
this should be EMT. I agree. EMP this, it's only 7k.
So I think it's a missed opportunity on Toothpick to buy out DT or
Yep.
get some stock on DT because DT now paid down a lot of debt, so it's not cheap anymore.
I mean, we keep talking about Tupac, but Clippy could have also done something here. He's just been quite absent in the stock game for a bit now. He's had a lot of money and time.
Yeah.
He's just been
Yeah, I
getting.
think I like Clippy's marketplace the best. It's also been in the most profitable market. It has nice optimizations. Once again, triple optimization centers. I'm not sure this is the playstyle for a scavenger. I usually like to be aggressive as them, but we'll see if this works out.
Well, the interesting thing is that it's all scavengers and scientific.
Yeah.
Like, if there was an elite or something, there'd be pressure on you to be fighting earlier, but
Oh no.
there isn't.
Alright, I'll encourage Lahi to go into a black market screen on the statistics.
Okay, Clippy has 13, the Toothpick has 10.
No, on the Brabber claim purchases.
Oh, DT bought 5. Oh,
It has got 5 private claims
Oh.
for the black market. Alright,
okay.
that's insane.
Well, that's how he plans to win the late game.
Yeah. I was like, his base is quite big. I wonder who bought claims. He bought 5 of them. I basically never
Oh.
seen that before.
Look
Toothpick
at how
finished the
poor a
5.
position Tubac's in now. I mean, he has all of his stock, sure, but like, he's just barely teetering on C debt. I mean, Marinel just got bought by him, I guess, but I don't think this is a good position for him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
whatever.
we can see from
is clear lead now.
we can see from Swaku that Swaku is not making any money, and I think that's going to be the same for Malontail as well.
Yeah.
It's just really awkward for the AI that there's these chem labs and they don't ever return a claim or anything. I mean, they're making a lot of money now, but back then it was a lot of fuel loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
And they're
depends a lot
spending
on
all
the
their money
fuel price.
upgrading, right? Because steel's expensive.
So unless anything happens, DT is in a good position to buy out Clippy, and
Oh, I find that very interesting that DT is surplusing water despite having some of the best water production on the map.
Prepare for pending market
Well,
I think he
look
thought
at
his
all
farms
the
would be
X
good
key
enough,
over his farms,
but,
though.
I think he needs to swap out of these ion collectors at this point. 350 fuel is enough to keep you going for a while, and those farms are so profitable right now.
A scientific HQ has been upgraded.
Yeah. Yeah,
Clippy's
that's
getting
weird
all
too.
the farm money the DT was laying down, you know.
One of the interesting things about all scavs and all scientists is nobody's making basalt. So uranium is actually $166.
Wow.
That basically never happens now.
But salt is actually one of the most profitable buildings right now.
Yeah.
does
That's
anybody up there?
Of course, two back is inflating that value a little bit by not selling his 2,200 silicon stockpile right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sold.
I mean, one of the scavs should just straight up grab uranium. Or I guess Lich Shadow should, because he found it next to it.
Return of claims are a thing. You could just quickly return 2 claims, grab 2 uraniums,
Optimization routine
return some claims later.
successful.
Again. Oh, there we go. Looks like Lichton is. We've kind of just been ignoring him. He's not been much of an important thing in this game yet. But he might now. I mean, he's just been sitting here operating off his food, all merrily happy.
Yeah. I'm curious, he hasn't spent all his claims. Did he just upgrade?
The black market is open for
Oh yeah,
business.
he was struggling
A
with the HQ
scientific
upgrades.
HQ has been upgraded.
I'm not sure what's going
Yeah,
on over
the steel price is also pretty harsh, even though he's actually got a lot of money. Now, there we go, he's connecting up his uranium. So those uraniums should give him a nice spike. I guess you could transition it into nuclear plants if you wanted to as well.
Yeah.
That's one lone soul condenser is a bit awkward though.
There's a really volatile relationship on IO between the price of water and the price of food. I think
Now
maybe
he's-
auto-selling is often a mistake. Try to balance that volatility out yourself. Force other people to transition.
Alright, DT's about to get the
Reactor.
button.
Yeah. And nobody else really has a chance this game after I saw the 5 bribe claims.
Yeah.
One last screw you with that EMP, and there we go.
Glorious. And yeah, I did perfect the electronics, and it's actually been really solid source of income.
One thing I want to point out is while people who did not get bought out in the early, Clippy, DT, and Toothback optimized the many productions, Lich Shadow has none. We should point out that they should be optimizing, and if they're looking for the long game.
Yeah.
Or patent labbing or something. Tubak just hit D-Det again. He has nowhere near as much income as DT does, and oh, I did not realize this. His elemental quarries got nuked out.
Yeah, there are no.
Oh, there are
more,
nukes.
so-
I'm a bit behind. Yeah, he only has 1,200 silica now. What's he gonna do?
He's making 0.08 carbon a second.
Ah,
At that point, I would just return those claims. I know they're dual tiles, but come on, man, return those claims.
yeah. I don't know, I don't feel like Silverback didn't really have a strategy here. I guess the buyout on Marland tile, but you needed a better target than that for that strategy to work.
I think you might have been right. Going to solar panels early was a mistake. He went into triple. He committed all 3 tiles there. I mean, just taking 2 of the tiles would have been enough. No one's going to go really grab the third one. Maybe they would have. But like, he could have transitioned into glass or something that would have got him a lot more early power. I mean, as we know, the ion collectors are really good. He just had trouble. He kind of had trouble with carbon since he was operating off of medium and 2 lows.
Yeah, I definitely did. That's why he double mutinated DTs.
Mhm.
Alright. That's a nice solution, but
temporary.
Temporary. And yeah, I don't really see a way to lose as DT here.
Yeah, I mean, Clippy's making him so much money right now.
Yeah.
I will say though, we talked about basalt, but look at oxygen. Scientists don't take in oxygen, so there we go. DT's actually got the plus 117 and minus 90 next to each other, the two water processes.
Malonta never got to HQ4. So that's another reason it's not a great sub.
Yeah. Another thing I want to point out in this shadows found is currently this shadow does not have access to any carbon or silicon, and that is going to limit their late game or mid to late game production options. So you're shut down from chemical, glass, and electronics, which is not what you want to see.
He's about to win. He just bought core sample. So everyone, Liz Shadow is just about to win now. Oh, I was wrong.
So yeah, basically basalt is the solution to that problem that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Then you will at least have your silicon. And yeah, carbon is also important on IO. This was awkward, this map.
That's
why we saw Swokkel's chem refineries as it is. I guess maybe that means that don't find scientists northeast.
Marinelle, yeah, you need the carbon, so maybe the scavenger wasn't such a good idea there. And yeah, you can get that very high iron, but typically just getting 2 basalts is pretty good as well, and that would get you a lot of iron anyway.
Yeah, I think Malontel has the best scientist found. Though it also has the carbon issue, but so much oxygen and so much basalt. I guess there's no...
And all those geothermals as well, geothermal vents as well. I like geothermal borehole.
I do too. But right, congrats to DT. He had a lot of claims, and claims makes you money.
And buying out people buys you more claims.
That's true. He has one of the biggest bases I've ever seen, actually, right now.